Happy Friday, everybody. Let's see. Man, this one snuck up on me. I totally did not realize it was time for this already. But I'm excited to be here, and I'm back to the Thai tea today. This is, again, Thai tea, Ben style, where I've got probably 1 part hot black tea, freshly brewed, 1 part Thai tea, which I use as Thai tea concentrate, and probably 2 parts milk or so. It's pretty good. Fresh and cold and icy and creamy, and the secret, or at least the thing that I did, is to use Lapsang Souchong. Hi. So as I was just saying, I'm having Thai tea again, but I put in a lot of milk and some Lapsang Souchong, which is a smoked tea. So it's like it's black tea, but the leaves are smoked over pine smoke. So it gives it like a campfire-y flavor. It adds a nice something to the Thai tea. How are your Fridays going? Anything fun going on? Are you excited for the weekend? Let's see, we're having friends up from DC and we're going to take them to the aquarium, and that's going to be super cool. And I'm just super sleepy today. Doing this every day is bringing to my attention what a trend this is. Even my wife has been delightful and letting me sleep in the mornings, and I'm still very tired, although I've been staying up too late as well. So I was trying this thing where I would wake up early, and then that would make me tired enough to go to bed early, such that I could wake up early in the next morning and stuff. But when you have a beautiful, lovely wife who lets you sleep in every morning, it throws me off. Or when I have one, it throws me off, because then I get enough sleep and then I can stay up late again. And I think she's listening right now, so now she's gonna wake me up at 5 in the morning tomorrow probably. Ooh, Saturday. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about, what you're learning, what you're doing. If you have any fun plans for the weekend, yeah, let me know in comments. So, on with the Dream World Collective. Today we're starting Chapter 4, Johnny Cakes. At 4:23 that morning, Sushi woke with a start when Otto's communicator began wailing like a tiny tornado siren. She heard Summer grunt and roll over, and Zen mutter something about an elephant. Cushions covered the sitting room floor to form a makeshift moving day bunkhouse. "What's that noise?" asked Alex through the silky darkness. Excuse me. "Radio thingy," she muttered, fighting her way to consciousness as her hand rummaged for the radio. "I swear that large child is going to get a taste of... Where is the thingy?" "Make it stop," moaned Summer, still mostly asleep. Finally, her fingers felt the makeshift radio's rubbery, irregular shape, and she grabbed it fiercely, pushing every button she could find. Nothing stopped it until, in a flash of inspiration, she yanked the cover open. "Sushi!" Otto's face filled the tiny screen, dimly lit from a strange angle. "It was horrible! Get him off, Rick! Utterly frangible, you have to..." "Otto," she said, her voice sticky with sleep, "you have 10 words to tell me what's wrong before I shatter this object and go back to bed." "Hi, Katie." Otto's brow furrowed slightly, and she saw his fingers flicker past the screen as he counted. Carefully, he said, "There was a fire. I'm outside in the rain." Then he added a whimpered afterthought. "Help." "What? Where are you?" Otto looked worriedly up at her through the screen. "Damn it, Otto, you can talk." "Did you say there was a fire?" asked Alex. He leapt to his feet, already indecently alert. "I'm on your porch," said Otto. Alex was already on his way. Sushi stumbled off her improvised bed of cushions and tried to follow Alex out into the hallway without tripping or bumping into anything. By now the other two were rustling and groaning, too disturbed to ignore it and stay asleep. Alex opened the door. Otto stood before them, damp and bedraggled, wearing jeans and a black Metallica t-shirt and clutching something that looked like a screwdriver with a plug. "Help me," he said, eyes wide. "Are you okay? What happened?" Alex asked. "What's going on?" Summer squinted into the gray square of the doorway. Zen followed her out, scratching crazy hair. He said there was a fire or something, Sushi told her. She looked back at Otto. What happened? I don't know, said Otto unsteadily. My room, it's all... Gah! I need to sleep here. Can we do that? Alex was quick to bring him inside. Yeah, definitely. No problem, man. Otto sat on the floor and began rocking lightly. He spoke in broken tones. Mrs. D had me downstairs for a mug of, something. Smoke. Went upstairs. Too slow. My boxes, all my beautiful computage. Is Mrs. D okay? Asked Summer. Yeah, fine. She was great. Just called 911. Best I've ever seen her. They put it all out. He perked up slightly at the memory. Awesome stuff. Real firefighters. Did it in like 3 minutes. Just my room and some smoke in the hall. Her daughter came over to take care of things. So it's gonna be okay? No, wailed Otto, almost comically. All is lost. He raised a fist. Gone! The others glanced at each other, trying to figure out how to respond. Sushi smiled slyly in the darkness. She felt a little bad about taking pleasure in Otto's disaster, but this was a golden opportunity. This felt right, practically inevitable. Maybe you should just stay here, she suggested. Here? With you? Otto paused. Just saying, splits the rent up. Live here, Otto repeated in a daze. Zen spoke up. There's a big basement, lots of beautiful junks. Basement. No pressure, though, added Alex. If it's going to be too much trouble to move your system and all that. No, there is nothing left for me there. Fire, foam, water, fried, toasted, nothing left. Maybe, if I'm lucky, a few salvage components. Maybe. So, Sushi prodded him. She felt a little like a kid starting an adventurous new club. It would be unstoppable. Otto looked up at her and a fragile smile spread over his baby fat face. I call basement. Yes, she shouted. Everyone cheered and a few ill-conceived backslaps and fist bumps were groggily attempted in the near total darkness. Sushi grabbed at the object still clutched in Otto's hand. What's this? Otto looked blankly at it. This? Grabthar's hammer. My very first soldering iron. He sleeps with me. My God, replied Sushi slowly. You are literally too geeky to live. Figuratively, corrected Zen and Otto at once. Zen woke in the dark, suddenly alert. He sensed it was near dawn, and after a few moments lying perfectly still on his blankets on the carpet, he found he had no desire to go back to sleep. He flipped his phone open to cast a pale light and murmured, Lumos. Around him, the others stirred gently on thin beds of blankets, clothes, and cushions on the floor of the sitting room, where they'd established a forward base of operations for the upcoming war on dirt. The house smelled unusual, rather like tobacco, not the smoke, but the thick, sweet, aged smell of his grandfather's pipe tobacco. The scent took Zen's imagination into jungles where rivers flowed yellow and chieftains dined on crushed yam feasts and palace huts bright with feathers and musky furs. He prowled like a tiger between the soft bodies of his friends. He needed to explore properly. Yesterday had been a day of carrying loads and cleaning the kitchen and eating celebratory pizzas before early bedtime in the premature darkness of a house without electricity. Now he would greet the house respectfully, like she deserved. It intrigued him to find that he thought of the house as a sophisticated woman. In the entryway, he felt again the uncomfortable tingle of waking in a dark and unfamiliar place. The morning was chilly with a hint of cold light beginning to touch the windows with silver and leave the rooms darker by contrast. The spiral staircase bored a hole in the ceiling above him. He padded up the hypnotic stairs with his hands on the prickly carpeting a few steps ahead of his feet. He had emerged on a landing that overlooked the vaulted ceiling of the living room below. Zen leaned over the railing and looked straight down, hoping for a quick shot of vertigo. An image slipped through his mind of a complicated system of cables and pulleys hoisting jerky trays of tea and cookies over the heads of a gathering below. All in good time, he told himself. Otto could help plan it, and Alex could definitely build it. It occurred to him how unusual this was, to actually be living with his friends in a lovely old house. His ideas didn't usually turn into reality. There were just too many of them. He was used to letting a world of intriguing concepts and possibilities float into his mind and drift back out. They were there to be considered, prodded, teased apart, and sometimes even passed on to others, but even he only took a small fraction of them seriously. He turned and walked into the upstairs tower room. Slivers of dawn fell through the tall, narrow windows, and part of the curved wall held an old-fashioned bookshelf built all the way up to the rafters under the high, pointed roof. Zen's eyes crawled up the spines of old books as he shuffled toward the built-in ladder. Surely these were tomes of great power, the key to— Ow! Squealed a voice near his feet. Zen yelped in astonishment, realizing his foot had hit something squishy. It was Summer. She grunted. What time is it? Maybe 5:30, Zen replied cautiously. Summer took a moment to process this. Why are you here? She whined, half confused, half asleep. Zen cocked his head. Why are you here? Otto kept kicking me, and it's cozy. She reshuffled her grip on a few overstuffed pillows she'd found somewhere. Well, it's the new monkey den now. Not kicking you out, just making sure you know. The monkey den had been Zen's name for his old bedroom, where he'd bolted hammocks and rope ladders all over the walls and ceilings. Dibs have officially been called, he added, to drive home his point. By me. Summer groaned. Go away. Ah, Zen thought for a moment. Maybe I didn't quite make myself all the way clear. Go away, she wailed insistently. Zen raised his eyebrows and backed out of the room with the deliberate tiptoe of Elmer Fudd on the hunt. The tomes of power would have to wait. It occurred to him that the high rafters could make a serviceable owlry. How did one lure owls? He would have to look into it. Perhaps there was an ornithological treatise or a taxonomy of magical creatures in the new library. In his new library. He had found that he had wandered out to the garage. He examined a small handmade toy dog. It was good workmanship, simple but sturdy. Something in its pose made it look strangely wistful. A child would bond with it immediately. I'm going to call you Agent Barker, Zen told the wooden puppy. You can be the scout. Now we need to find you a partner. He passed by a cat and a horse and settled on a little wooden duck. Perfect. You will be Junior Minister DeMille, posing as a field agent to escape the tedium of a particularly boring session of Parliament. Standish, my conveyance, he barked in DeMille's... Oh, Standish, my conveyance, he barked in DeMille's deep authoritative growl. Right away, sir, said the cat, with the crisp professionalism of a good valet. Zen glanced around the crowded garage, mumbling, conveyance, conveyance. Ah! Below the workbench was a classic little red wagon, rusted in spots, but still perfectly serviceable. Zen pulled it out and placed DeMille and Agent Barker in the front. Welcome to your new vessel, gentlemen, he announced. I give you Puff, the magic wagon. Under his breath, almost without noticing, he whispered, what a great club. That's it for this week. Thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, again, feel free to tell me in the comments what you're up to. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about, what you're doing this weekend, whatever. If you have friends who would like this kind of thing, please share the link. And have a great weekend. I was going to say see you in the morning. I will see you instead on Monday. Bye, guys.